Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's Michelle and my special guest, Christy.
Hi guys.
We are former employees of Louis Vuitton, the luxury brand name that is under the conglomerate LVMH. It has, just want to remind everyone, has nothing to do with the Louis Vuitton family. It's no longer a small atelier. It is under the corporate conglomerate LVMH. But anyways, um, I know my channel is filled with handbag lovers, so we appreciate for that. And we are enjoying this series. It's like a venting session for me and Christy. And I know you guys want to hear all about Vuitton, all about our favorite bags. So we're going to talk today a little about what it's like to work there and some of the things you guys wouldn't know as clientele, as buyers, or even if anybody is like looking to work there. Because I think for both you and me, Christy, we really thought like it would be so cool to work with Vuitton, which is how people who are fans of the brand pretty much perceive it. Like they're always like, and when people find out I work there, they're like, "Oh, I want to get a part-time job there." I'm like, I don't think you do. I don't-
Because you're expected to do the same thing a full-time person is. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
same goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, it's a fun retail job.
You're not just ringing people up. It's work. Trust me, it's work.
So I'm going to ask you first. Tell me what your motivation. Why did you apply and want to work at Louis Vuitton?
So honestly, I have been trying to get into the brand for years. We had a big store at one of our big malls. It's called a global store. And so they sell like fine watch, fine jewelry, everything, and it's big and it has a men's store. But I saw they were opening up a new store where I live, and I was so excited because I've always loved the brand. I've shopped at the brand before I worked there. Um, Thought it was beautiful, the concept, and I was like, wow, I want to be a part of a brand that I really love. And I've been in retail a long time. And when I saw that they were opening up a new store, I thought I'd toss my hat in the ring because I'd been wanting to work for the brand for a while and I already knew a lot about it. So I knew that I wouldn't have to be trained that much because I already knew the names, the bags, a lot about it because I'd already worked for Neiman Marcus and the Louis Vuitton. They were redoing their area. And so I'd have to like sit there when the Vuitton people would have to go to the restroom, run an errand or something. I'd have to like step into the Louis Vuitton area and help them sell their bags. But I was like, man, you're so lucky they get to work for this brand. It seems so much fun. So that's why I really wanted to work there. I thought it was a beautiful brand and I really wanted to be a part of it, to be honest.
Awesome. So my motivation, I think at the time it was like, okay, a really cool brand to work
Hmm.
for. Like, and it's been around for a while, but becoming increasingly popular with social media.
Right.
And I had been in the cosmetics and beauty industry for a long time. The job I had with Smashbox was ending. And when I say I don't think I was in the right frame of mind, there was so much going on. My mom had passed. The guy I was dating at the time was like, "Oh, you need to work for one of the luxury brands for like Louis Vuitton." So I was kind of open to anything, and I had applied, I think, to every luxury store. Um, Probably interviewed with quite a few, like Carolina Herrera and even Tiffany. Tiffany wasn't owned by LVMH at that time.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I remember I was offered jobs at Laura Mercier, Tiffany, and Vuitton all at the same time. And John Hardy. There was a jewelry store
I
called John
remember John
Hardy.
Hardy. I didn't know they had a store.
They did, it's
Like,
gone, but they did. And I should have taken that one. But I was drawn by the shiny. I didn't even think about, I knew about the pay, the commission. I didn't even think about that. It was for me just the shiny. object of put Louis Vuitton on your resume, it might lead you to more opportunities.
Mhm.
So, um, so that's what happened. And I, you know, they told us the commission is like 0.25 canvas. I'm like, how do you make anything? That doesn't
And
seem
that's
right.
the bulk of the business is canvas. Be so real. Let's
Oh,
be
and
so
yes, but this was the answer. Oh, let me reassure you, everything sells itself. You're gonna have so much volume every single day. It's that, oh, okay, so I would make $7,000 of commission per month just because it sells itself. But yeah, they were lying. Um,
yeah.
I was admittedly like shiny object. Oh, okay, well,
Mhm.
if it must be the most popular brand, I remember saying to at the time, oh my gosh, everyone walking out with an orange bag. It's like the Nike, but of luxury. So everyone's buying. I didn't know everyone was returning.
Facts.
Didn't know like what I was really getting into, but it was like almost this mental challenge of like, let me see if I can get into this luxury brand. And then
Yeah.
once I was in, like, okay, stick with it. So, yeah, a bit of insanity going on there. Because truthfully, I was not like a huge fan of the brand. My mom had a couple of bags, which even as a teenager, she was like, oh, do you want to use this? I'm like, no, I'm not a brown bag person. So, anyways, maybe in that moment, there was like this connection of like, oh, my mom would have been happy if I, like, in the afterlife, she would have been happy if I went, oh, mom, I went to work for Louis Vuitton, or I
Mhm.
don't know, but that's how I ended up there. And, learned a lot, started my YouTube channel. So it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all like this learning experience.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Um, okay. So I did have a viewer ask, can we talk about some of our positive experiences? I say that with a chuckle. So,
Yeah.
so you go first, because I mean, I thought of one. But
Yeah.
but we do, I guess there's a few things that go on behind the scenes
Mhm.
that are perks, like you had mentioned the factory tour.
So there's something in Texas, and I know every different states may have a different, but in Texas, there's something called Rochambeau Ranch. It is south of Fort Worth. It's in El Dorado, Texas, and not everybody gets to visit it. It is actually a selection and an honor, I'll have to say, to visit it. I had to nominate some clients. They lived in Oklahoma, actually, and I had to go through this process to write out a whole blurb, submit it. It had to go through Paris. It was a big deal. So they had to approve it based on a lot of factors. And then I had to be like, so the Rochambeau whole experience with a private driver. The driver took us and we picked up my clients. It was an hour and a half drive. So luckily I really do. I did love and I still do love these clients. Adored them. So I was able to we were chit-chatting the whole time there, having fun, talking. We get to Rochambeau and we got to tour the factory and see the bags that they make here in Texas. Yes, they do make some bags here in Texas. I hate to hate to like shatter anyone's dream of thinking everything's made in France, but it's not. Um, there are the Graceful, which they don't make anymore. Graceful, Live, Neverfull, Palm Springs Mini, Lupobo, Paget Batiste. I think that may be it, but I have pictures. But yeah, those are things that are made here in Texas. So we had a tour guide and they tour us through the factories, talk to us about a little of the history, which Louis Vuitton is known for. Then we went to one of the houses on the property and we had a private dinner and a wine tasting. And then we went to one of the big stores here where I live. And they did a private shopping event where they got wine and they got me to like help them find what they needed. And it was just a lot of fun. And I will say that was a really cool experience that I had with a brand that not everybody gets to do. So I thought that was cool.
So you can only go if your nomination was chosen.
If when you nominated someone, they
Uh-huh.
had to be like, "Yes, I choose this person." Yeah. And it had to
Oh.
be you had to set a date, a time, the stars had to align
Mhm.
basically. But yeah, but it was cool.
Our tour, so there is a factory in San Dimas, California, which is east of Los Angeles, and our factory tour was part of our induction. So yours
It
was
used to
not.
be here too.
Yours was not part of induction?
It used to be, and then they stopped it, and I'm not
Oh.
sure why. Then they made the factory tour part of a whole different deal. It was had to be chosen with a client. It was part of a shopping experience. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So it's like they incorporate it so your clients could experience it if they
exactly.
spend this amount of money.
Yeah.
Did they still so when you did your induction, they didn't do the tour?
Um, the group before mine was the last induction group that got to do the tour of the factory. And then I thought because my induction was in Fort Worth, which there is like where the region I was in, there was actually a headquarters, like the corporate office was near me. So I thought, well, Rochambeau or the factory is in Fort Worth. And they said usually, and it was like Thursday. Thursday was usually the day. And I got all dressed up to go to the factory. Trust me, I had a Rochambeau outfit picked out, thinking, oh, I'm going to get to go
Mhm.
because the group before me got to go. And they're like, "No, actually, that was the last one. They changed their mind. Now it's part of a different thing to where it's because there were clients touring it that day for the whole thing where now the clients were chosen to go tour the factory and then do the shopping experience. We were no longer going to be touring the factory because they changed it into something else. So my group was the first group who did not get to
Oh,
do the
bummer.
factory. I was like, what? Tell me why. Why does this happen to me?
So for anyone who's interested, I have an old video, I'm gonna link it to this one, where when I left the brand, I didn't know what I did with my photos, but a coworker gave them to me in San Dimas in California. The factory's been there since the late 60s. So a lot of people don't know that your bag has been made in the USA for a very long time. And the factory in Rochambeau is the newest, which they added just like 4 years ago, right? Like 4 or 5 years ago.
2020
Yeah, I think it was 2020.
is when they added it, but yeah, it hasn't been there. They actually have been looking to add a factory in Texas. Somebody who was higher up at Louis had talked to the president at the time, and they were thinking it would create jobs.
Yes.
Um, and that's what it was about, to create jobs. And let me just tell you, if you live out there or you drive past, you
Hmm.
wouldn't even know that
They're nothing.
it's literally in the middle of nowhere. You would not even know that place is there. It is literally hidden, gated. Like they really take the time to make sure no one knows it's out there. It is literally hidden. And it's in lock and key. So like they have like an armed guard there, so you cannot just go.
You can't just walk up. And
You
this is
really can't. Sorry,
intentional.
guys.
Yeah, this is intentional. So we were taught the reason it was built in Los Angeles because of the demand for Vuitton near
Uh-huh.
Los Angeles and for Hollywood. So, of course, if it's made in the US, then it's like a shorter shipping process to get to the clients in the United States. If it was only from France, it would be so much more expensive to get the goods over here. Then another reason is that they wanted to find towns where cows were accessible and where they could hire people. So this was the same story we were told for Rochambeau, because if you go there, it's like, whoa, there's nothing in sight. And their process of hiring, they want artisans who have never touched a bag, never touched a sewing machine, was less
Mhm.
headache for them than hiring a trained seamstress, because they didn't want people doing it their way. They wanted to teach them step by step the Vuitton way. So,
Mhm.
of course, middle of Texas, cows, there's some ranchers, you can people's
There was a rancher, and I forget his name, and you can actually buy this book, and I think it's on Amazon, and, I think it was the LV Manufacturers book, which I
Mhm,
actually have because they gave us one of those books, the LV Manufacturers, and one of the guys, God, I forget what his name is. I wanna say it's like Rod or Keith or something like that, like, forgive me. He actually so the ranch they bought, Rochambeau in Texas, they bought it from somebody, and this guy was like a herder or like knew all about the ranch. He was a ranch hand, and they offered him money to stay and continue to work at the ranch. So he's a part of the history of the Rochambeau Ranch, and he came in and talked to us when we were having our dinner and wine experience, and it was actually pretty cool.
mhm. Oh, and the buildings in Los Angeles, they are unmarked, like, you can't just, like I've seen fake photos of, like, "Here's the Louis Vuitton factory, this is Louis Vuitton." I'm like, "No, that's
They're unmarked here too, like,
crazy."
it just says Rochambeau Ranch, and it's literally in the middle of nowhere, like, you wouldn't be able to find I'm sure if you Google mapped it, like, you could go drive by it, but you wouldn't be able to get in because it is so secure, it's locked
Mhm.
down. It's on lockdown, guys, you are not gonna be able to, like, just get in there in the middle of the night and creep on it, no, it is
Yeah,
literally like, these people, like, they take care of the ranch, and there are people who lived out there who manage it, so,
and no
yeah.
dumpster diving, like, that's not probably no dumpster diving there.
No,
Not saying
absolutely
that
not.
things don't go out the back door, but, no dumpster diving. It was extremely secure, like, you had to pass a metal detector. All the workers had to line up and be inspected on their way in and on their way out,
It
and
wasn't that like that when I was there, but wow.
yeah, and there were 2 parts of it. Yeah, I remember the factory, you had to be inspected on the way in, inspected on the way out, and there were 2 parts that we've toured. One was just the factory, and the other part was just repairs. And the amount of repairs come in was, like, insane. It was
A
like
repair center
a
was
Ross
somewhere
store.
else for us, but, yeah, we did send out a lot of repairs, a lot of repairs. That's a whole song and pony dance, but yeah, a lot
Mhm.
of repairs every day.
So, actually, in the repair department, they would show us, like, examples of like, a fake Pochette Matisse that came in that
Oh,
looked exactly like the real thing. And they would show us, like there's someone restoring a really old trunk. There was tanning beds for some of the newer Vachetta that they were trying to match, like vintage bags. So, it was it was interesting.
no, I didn't get to tour well, supposed to tour our repair center here in Irving, Texas, because they
Mhm.
opened up a new, it was like 1837 something, and it's like a whole thing where they do the induction there now, and the induction now is 2 days instead of 4.
Oh, okay. Wow. So let's introduce the audience to what's induction. It's
Induction.
pretty much
Oh,
an
yeah.
intro. Mine was 4 days or 4
Mine was too.
nights. I think it was Tuesday through Friday.
Mine was yeah, Tuesday through Friday. Monday, we arrived at our
Mhm.
hotel, and then Tuesday morning, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, we start I think it was, like, at 8 a.m., we went for breakfast and meet and greet, got our table, and then 9 a.m., we'd start our training, 9 to 5.
Yeah,
Then we had a
ours was
break for
like 9
lunch.
to 5 or 9 to 5:30, and it was just role play the whole time.
It was. No,
It's torture.
it was fun only because you didn't have to be at your store for the week, and you got to do something you got to meet new people from other stores, like, at my induction, we had people from, like where did we have people from? Colorado and Florida, like, random. But yeah,
Ours was I would think it was San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, and Beverly Hills. So it this was funny.
that's a lot of different
It did get
like,
very cliquish by the end of the week.
ours did too. Ours did I had a friend, and I forget her name, but we went to this famous Tex-Mex restaurant in Fort Worth, and I felt bad for taking her because I didn't know this because I'd never been. They didn't have a menu. They only took cash, and it was a beige experience. I was like, my God, I wanted to only go here because I'm here in Fort Worth, but my God, what a bad experience.
Ah, I went with one of my managers who was there with me. I agreed to do a vegan restaurant in Los Angeles because that's what they do. And
Gross.
I had a sweet potato taco. It was literally a sweet potato inside of a taco. I'm like, what's the point of this? And it was like $60. It's the worst experience ever. I should have just gone in and out.
At least you didn't go to a place that was cash only. Um, it literally was cash only. It was called Joe T. Garcia's. I'm sorry if anyone loves Joe T. Garcia's and you're in like the Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth area. So apparently it's family owned. It's been there for like, I want to say like 30, 40 years. Um, so it's big. It's got a nice outdoor ambience. And my induction was in like September, so it was still nice outside. And went there, got a table with this girl from Florida. We made friends. And they're like, "Oh, it's cash only," but they had an ATM. I was like, "Great. Well, we need our tech split because we have to, you know, write this off. We have to give this to our manager." So I'm like, "What? Tech split?" We had to have our orders put on different tickets to take it, and then they acted like it's gonna be the end of the world. And the service was bad, and I never say anything, but I did say something to one of the people, and I thought she was a manager. She was the owner, and the person waiting on me was like her nephew, and it was
Oh no.
embarrassing. I was like, Jesus Christ.
So at the end of our induction, so like it was hard for me because my daughter was, I think she was in the first grade at the
Oh,
time. So I had to leave her with a friend for 4 days. Like that was a long time. And at the end of it, you can kind of tell they were like, oh shoot, what are we going to do? And they came in with this bag of Serafina and gave each one of us an $8 cube of candy. I'm like, wow, wait, I mean, the least I would expect is a perfume, and maybe I'm comparing it, but if like I'm in the cosmetics industry or have been for a long time, and every time they have like any type of school education, we get a box full of goodies.
oh,
Face
I
wash,
know.
makeup, what they call gratis.
Yes.
And this is Vuitton. I'm like, do we get a button? Do we get do we get like I said, a perfume? That would be easy
Like
for
the
them to
fragrance
do. It's a
samples
big
or something.
sacrifice
I know.
to be there.
I got 4 fragrances from Vuitton, but they were all like we did like clienteling like
Like a
games
contest, right?
contest and I won 4 fragrances. I have never bought them because the fragrances of Vuitton, as
Mhm.
beautiful as the ones I got smell, they don't stay on all day and I probably will never get them refilled. I'll probably just keep the bottles just cuz for because they're pretty.
Yeah, and so we were only paid for 8 hours. We weren't paid for the whole time. We weren't paid for overnight, and, like,
You're paid like
hopefully
a
for
full
you,
work
maybe
day.
your experience was nicer than mine because we were, like, at a Marriott with paper thin walls in downtown LA, and, you know, it wasn't like, "Oh, we put you up in a French boutique hotel." No.
We were put up at a boutique hotel. Now, some people got put up at the mansion at Turtle Creek,
Oh,
which
wow.
that's a nice hotel. Like, if you look it up, you'll be like, wow, I can't believe Louis did that. Like, it's a nice hotel here in Dallas. I got put up in a hotel. I don't remember the Kimpton. I think that's what it's called. The
Tipton.
Kimpton.
Mhm.
Kimpton in downtown Fort Worth. It's a boutique hotel. The check-in was like at the top floor. They had free wine and like little bites there for happy hour. They had a nice little bar. And then on the first floor, they had this nice Italian restaurant. It was pretty cool. It was a nice little boutique hotel and it was kind of cool because like my roommate at the time, like it was nice to have time, like a space to myself for
Yeah,
like
that's
4 days.
nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, like, it's at least it was like a little getaway for you.
Oh
I
yeah.
guess I guess, maybe it's too far for me to remember, but, um That's really what I remember. I'm like, we had to role play a lot, which
We
I
did.
was told going in. It's like you just do 8 hours of role play every day. And role play is like pretend a scenario. Your customer comes in and you have to, finesse them basically. So there was just a lot of
Uh,
that.
Mine was discovery because like we had to discover our clients, ask discovery questions, open-ended questions, and we had to do a fake birthday party for one of the corporate heads there. So every table had to do a plan a fake birthday party on the questions we discovered about her. I
Okay,
do remember that.
I recall that. Yeah, it was a lot of customer service exercises of
Mhm.
finding out about your client. Fun. Okay, so other things if I, honestly, I know this sounds bad. The first thing I thought of if I could think of something good about working for Vuitton, we had really good health insurance,
We
which
did.
came in handy because I was losing a patch of hair on the back of my head, and it was like the size of a quarter patch. And so I was able to, go and see my dermatologist who actually really liked this guy because most dermatologists or, well, sometimes doctors, they're just like, here, let me prescribe you something. He would always ask me, he's like, what is going on? Why are you so stressed out? This is because of stress. And yeah, it never ever happened to me before I worked for Vuitton of like that much stress that I was losing a patch of hair. Yeah.
And you have good hair.
I got a good health insurance to cover that. Oh my gosh, that sounds
We
awful.
did. We did have good health insurance. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I would say anything like I think we had I forget Cigna, maybe Aetna,
You could choose.
but
To
it was good and it wasn't expensive and we had a good
Yeah.
like Fidelity, life insurance, all that sort of jazz. And so because LVMH is a conglomerate, it was Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy, Celine, Dior, Fendi, Tiffany, Stella McCartney, Givenchy, a bunch of brands. So they owned a bunch of brands. So it was a big company. So they had the money to really take care of you, which is why
Yeah.
it
In
blew
event
my
you get
mind
sick.
that the commission structure was so low. Anyways,
Yes. Yes, exactly. Because it's a conglomerate. Oh, even Sephora, they own Sephora.
Sephora, Makeup Forever, Fresh, like so much,
So
so
many perfume
much.
brands, everything. So many things fall
Fenty
under
Beauty.
LVMH. Yeah, Fenty. We did not mention, we forgot to mention our outfits. I see you have cerulean blue on, a la Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, mine is a Lacoste dress.
Oh, cute.
Yeah,
Very, very Y2K.
I
I
have
have
it.
my,
What do you have? Your baby.
I have my BB denim jumper.
I think we are Y2K today and we're both in blue.
Yes, love it. I feel very Y2K in this. And then I do my makeup like I did back then. And I have my Tiffany charm because I was all about the Tiffany charms. But this
I
is
forgot
actually
to
a
put
newer one. This one
Oh
I
yeah,
bought, I think 2 or 3 years ago. It's a little handbag,
cute.
and it's the last Tiffany charm that I probably will ever buy. I bought like a bunch of charms and necklaces back in the day. A few of them I sold, and the others I'm just keeping because back then they were like $100, and now what are they now? 250,
I
200?
don't know, but for my 40th birthday, my mom, because I love pearls, my mom and dad got me this gorgeous Tiffany pearl ring. And I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is so pretty. It's so simple. I haven't worn it in a while because it's still at my parents' house because I moved and I put one of my little dressers in their house and I still haven't got it. And it has a lot of my Tiffany jewelry. I looked up this thing. This sucker was like $1,000 for a silver
For a
pearl
pearl.
ring. I was like,
Wow.
Mom, Dad. I was like, thank you, but my God, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's not affordable like it used to be. So
Yeah.
they've squeezed us out, which actually like the last couple times I was at the Wynn in Las Vegas, they opened a
Yeah.
new Tiffany store.
Ooh.
And I walked in there and it was like just a tiny one. It wasn't the main one. And I started talking to the sales guy and I was like, where is your silver department? He's like, oh, carry it anymore because they want people to spend 10K.
At
And
least
so,
he was
we start
honest.
chit-chatting. I'm like, "Yeah, I used to work for Louis, so yeah, I get it. They're just." He's like, "Yeah, they don't wanna cater they don't wanna cater to us anymore, but I wanna come in and buy a $150 pendant or little silver bracelet." Like, he's like, "No, we have to sell 10K." I was like, "Oh, okay.
I
I'm
still
sorry." So
have my
we had a little moment because 'cause I'm like, I get it. I used to work for LVMH. Yeah, this sucks because you
yeah,
can't." He was talking about how tourists come in and they're just like, "I want a money clip." It's an easy sell, and they don't even have a money clip to sell them. Like, "No, we don't have a money clip, but we have a $10,000 diamond. Would you like that?"
wow,
Which makes it impossible to make commission, sales goal, money. Poor guy.
yeah, wow. I think
Yeah,
Tiffany
so
has
anyways,
superseded, like, I know David Yurman here, like, people love David Yurman, and I would think back in the day, David Yurman was more than Tiffany. I think that Tiffany has superseded Yurman now.
yes, especially since LV and LMH acquired and have really raised the prices of a lot of things. Like, I have a necklace, I think I paid 300 and now it's like 650 if I were to buy that brand
Today.
new. Just yeah. Oh, look, I
Wow.
have another old Tiffany. This was like I think 125 when I bought this. I'm
What
sure I
is it?
can't find anything for that price. It's oh, I forget which collection is
Elsa
this.
Peretti?
I don't Is this Elsa? I do have
Or
an
is
Elsa that
it
has a different
Pablo
heart.
Picasso? Or is it Picasso?
I don't remember. I
It's
have to
either one
look
of
it
those
up.
2,
It's a
I think.
two-tone.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's either one of those, Pablo Picasso or the Elsa Peretti.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Yeah, because I do have the other Elsa heart.
I have a Tiffany wristlet I've never worn. Who needs
Fabulous.
a
I
heart
wish I
shape?
bought one.
I don't
I do
know.
wish I had a Tiffany bag, but
They have cute
that ship has
bags.
sailed.
Yeah, which brings us to another thing. Well, you didn't get
Yes.
this, but I did.
No.
It was
Yes.
called LVMH Happening.
Mhm.
So any of the brands that Louis Vuitton owns, Fendi, Dior, Celine, Givenchy, Stella McCartney, any of the makeup brands or even the wine brands, whatever. It was a flash sale. It started on Wednesday and ended like on a Saturday. So all the LVMH employees could grab like crazy discounts on LV brands. And Tiffany, because I got my mom 2 Tiffany pieces and I got her a silver necklace that said mom and then something else that said like a little pendant. It said New York. It looked like a postcard, but it was from Tiffany. It was like $100. Super
Mm,
good
cute.
deals. I got a Stella McCartney bag for like 389 and I got a Marc Jacobs Stam bag reissued for like 400 and a couple pair of Dior glasses. I never went crazy because our employee VAP website, which was an internal
Mhm.
website for employees, to get Louis Vuitton stuff like 80% off was usually better.
Yes. Gotcha. See, we did not yeah, I don't have access to that. Like, I had heard that prior employees a long time ago, because we did have at least 2 employees who had been with Louis Vuitton for a very long time, who would tell me that their sales were different, like the employee access to sales. At the time I worked there, it was very, 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 very difficult to get anything because on VAP, which was online, what is the word? Internet. It's not like you have to access it from the computer from the Louis Vuitton server. You couldn't like go home and shop.
We could.
So, okay, yeah, this on
They
VAP
s-
too?
yeah. Well, on our Louis Vuitton icon phone, you could shop from the comfort of your home. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had to be in the store
I
in
heard
order to shop.
I heard back in the day that you did.
And so what they would do when they would do a shoe drop, and they never tell us, like we literally text or like call out shoes.
Mhm.
So, I was lucky enough. It was like I remember being lucky enough where I was on my lunch in the stock room on the computer and then I'm able to get like a couple pairs because they would literally just put one pair at a time, like one pair
Wow.
and not even guaranteed your size, right? It was like, oh, I see my size. I'll just buy it and then it was gone. So that's how limited. I'm sure you got this. Clients would always say, "Oh my God, I want to see your bag collection." Like we don't have any.
I didn't buy as many bags. I did buy a lot of shoes because I get
I
shoes
bought
for
more
like
shoes. Yeah.
$100, $80, and I'm like, this is like Steve Madden prices. Why wouldn't I want to buy a timeout that was $1,200 for like
For
$100?
120.
And the
Yeah.
timeout is like a really popular shoe, and I have two of them.
I do have like a couple of pair of shoes that I really like. And I ended
Hmm.
up buying some friends' shoes also that were so uncomfortable, but they were happy. I was like, okay, go knock yourself out because they were happy to have a Louis Vuitton
Vuitton.
something for
Hmm.
$100. But in terms of like any popular bags, those did not show up on the employee site. It was one-offs. It was like I know I had shoes that were displayed on the floor because they had a sticker and a little bit of discoloration. Or just be like literally one-off bags. I remember for a while there was like printed twist PM, like because nobody buys the prints or the vernis or just styles that were kind of like not that's something you go, oh, I need that.
I got a Christmas animation Felici, and it was kind of bent. I
Hmm.
got our Marlini and Epi, Vavin PM. Do you remember
Oh,
Vavin?
yes, yeah, and I remember you showing me some of those. So you
I
got some good
got
stuff.
I got some pretty good, and I got another Vernis bag on there, and I got a Pichette Accessoire and Dame Azur for
Oh yeah,
$300.
that was a good buy. So
Yeah,
okay, so you had better selection than I did because I never saw a bag that was like I remember that twist PM was still 1,200. So it wasn't
criminal.
like, it's not worth it to buy it unless oh, I had my eye on that because it's still a good
Yeah,
chunk of
twists for
money.
4,700. They were pretty pricey, so yeah.
Then I remember buying a couple of like silk squares. Those were about 75 or 90. Um, hmm, a sweater and that dress that I wore in one of our videos.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly the good deals were the shoes. Oh, and the watch. They did a watch drop that was like the lottery. It was like when you wait for concert tickets
Mhm.
and they were doing a jewelry and watch sale and they gave
Yeah,
us a list beforehand.
yeah.
So we had to look and kind of pick it out. And the only way you could get this. So lucky for me, I was off that day, but they didn't tell us what time the sale would actually start. So me and a coworker who were both off that day, I think we showed up at 8:30 to sit in the stock room to grab a computer. Because you could only shop through the server.
Wow.
And we just had to wait because they didn't tell us, but I remember it opened at like it was like some odd number, like 11 something. It wasn't 11 a.m., it was 11 something when it was like, "Oh, we
Did
could
you go in
shop."
a
And
room,
I put
or
my
was it
watch
just
Oh, well, see, there were only 2 computers upstairs and 2 computers downstairs, so I just staked one, like, no one's gonna move me. Lucky for me, nobody came to use the computer. I put in my cart and checked out, and I think she took a little bit of time just because she was deciding, and she did not she didn't get a watch. I was the only one in that particular store who got anything, and we're competing with
uh,
the whole US, like, employees
yeah,
everywhere in the US. It was like, getting a Taylor Swift concert ticket. That's how crazy it was.
right.
So, yeah, there was no all my friends thought like, "Oh, can we use your discount?" And we also had a limit. It was like $3,000
We had
for the year?
10,000.
Oh, okay, so they raised it because ours was 3 or 4.
Ours was
So, like, if
10,
you're gonna buy
but things were
no,
expensive. What was yours? Because, like, for example, hold please. This bag, Tucker, this bag, my Vavin,
mhm.
600.
Okay, that's, I guess, a good deal because wasn't that bag 1,800? How much was that
It
bag? I don't
was this
remember.
bag when I worked there was like 23, but everything that you bought on that has a little stamp in it and it says V. So, because some people at Louis would, and you weren't supposed to resell your stuff,
Yeah,
but I got this was 600, which is not bad, and it was like a $2,700 bag because it had a lot of leather right here, and I wore the heck
that's
out of this bag. This is probably a pretty worn bag, but this stuff was pretty pricey
yeah,
on
and that's a
ours, but
good
I think
deal, and also that's a popular bag, so I wanna let the audience know that's not normal. It's not like there were 10 of those bags sitting around. You probably got
no,
the only one, like
there
the
was
one and
one.
only.
And I got the
Yeah,
one,
there was
and the
one.
reason I got that bag is because I didn't have anything 𝐬𝐿VMH because that's like the first print. And I just liked that you could dress it up, dress it down. I didn't have anything maroon. I thought it was good for fall because I'm a fall baby. I basically got that for my birthday because it's like, oh, this is the Vauban. Wanted the leather one, but I mean, I'm really tough on my stuff. So the canvas, because like I could wear it in the rain and not worry about it. So I was like, great deal.
Yeah, and that's a good one. So for
Hmm.
600,
Yeah,
considering that bag
for
was
sure.
much more, it's yeah, but
It was like
also, to the audience,
26.
reiterate, it's not normal. It's not normal, and they think there's like, like a sample sale room where you'd have all these bags. No, it wasn't like that at
No,
all.
it was survival of the fittest. Everybody who worked for Louis Vuitton who was going, and they were all trying to get the same bag at the same time because it would be like VAP would usually they would close sometimes because they were loading new product.
Yeah.
And a
Mhm.
lot of times there would be certain things on there like the new 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐫. For the life of us, that stuff just did not sell. Like not OG, not 2012 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐫. It's like 2023 they re-released it. It did not sell well, and so that thing was on those bags were on VAP for, like, ever. Things that were never on VAP, Capucines, because some people wanted to buy a Capucine, those were never on VAP, ever.
And there was hardly anything. It was mostly ready to wear
Yeah,
for
we did
us.
have a pretty big ready-to-wear selection, and then sometimes men's sunglasses, shoes would be on there a lot, but never my size because 'cause I'm like a size 40 and never for the big feet people, always for the tiny feet people. If you were a size 5, guarantee you could find your size or 6.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember the bags were always, like, coral colored or some just color that
Yeah.
nobody wanted, and there were also a lot of, iPad and iPhone covers for, like, the iPhone 4.
Yeah, and, like, we got a free iPhone cover for our work phone, and I destroyed mine, so I don't have it anymore.
Oh, yeah, those are easily destroyable. So the fact that people actually wanted to buy them and I would show them, but look, when you open it like this whole part would
The
would
binding
literally
would
crack and
peel.
break. So, yeah, because I would show people that. I'm like, "This is what happens. This is not," and there's no protection. You can drop this, your phone's gonna break. But
Mhm.
it was anything to, like, flex the Louis Vuitton logo, and they still
Right.
bought it.
They did. That they did, and we would shop them because we needed every sale we could get.
Yeah, even if it was how much was that thing? It was, like, 280 for a phone case at the time? I don't remember.
Oh,
400? I don't know. Whatever
ours
it
were like
was.
800.
Oh gosh. Oh, yeah, I remember them going up and up.
Mhm,
So, okay, another perk, dry cleaning.
mhm,
Our uniforms we could turn in for dry cleaning, which we
mhm.
could also, like, put on our own clothes, and they would dry clean those as well. Did you guys get to do that?
We did not get to do our own clothes, but we could dry clean our uniforms. Now, I will say this, how do I put this? The uniforms were made cheap, though
They're so cheap, you guys.
my buttons would fall off all the time, and I
Yeah.
have the girls, so, like, they were hanging on by a thread. So, I had polos and ribbed shirts, and I literally never dry cleaned anything. I would just wash all my clothes. Like every Sunday, I would wash all my Louis uniforms. And I had like a dress that was really cute. It was like a flounce dress. Everything Louis Vuitton made, all the uniforms were inspired by real ready to wear pieces. So people like, oh, I love your polo. Oh,
Inspired
I love this.
by,
Hmm.
but made
We say
somewhere
inspired
else,
by
and
real
they were
ready to wear
very
pieces.
cheap.
Yeah.
The linings of everything of mine literally ripped, fell apart. There was one dress we had that was cute, but it had like a slip lining inside, like a
Hmm.
slip dress, and like, where the where this part connects, it
Yeah.
just rips. And
Yeah.
they were polyester, so we would sweat, especially holiday when we were running around. Oh my goodness. So many of the
Mhm.
boys, their pants, I'm sorry, the men's pants would split. Poor
Oh, that
guys.
happened all the time. The men had the same uniform, so they had
Uh-huh.
either a suit or it would be slacks, a sweater, and then they had it to wear now. They can't just wear the sweater alone. It has to be accompanied by white button up.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I remember so many guys, their pants would split. They'd have to go
All
upstairs,
the
try
time.
to find
They were
another
this thin.
pair. Poor guys. Yeah. Yeah. And I ended up selling my uniforms. I have maybe a few pieces, but people want to buy them on Poshmark. So, all right, knock yourself out. I don't need.
I'm about to sell my polos and button ups. People love them. People will wear them. I have like a
Yeah.
white
Tell me
one.
what you sold.
I oh,
You
I
sold
had a pair of
your boots.
my loafers that I'd never worn. They were just sitting in the back of my car. Never worn loafers, took them to a consignment store and they gave me $200 for them. They were probably selling them for 400, but I got $200 for some free uniform Louis Vuitton loafers.
That's really good because I never wore the shoes. They were so uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable.
Just,
I wore
yeah.
my own
That's, they look
black shoe.
cute, but just couldn't find one that would fit me.
Oh yeah, I got my shoes at
No.
Target and they were like fake suede, but they were so comfortable and they were just black and I'd wear black socks with them. They were so comfortable, like I could run circles around that store. So I opted to wear my
And
own shoes.
we had to run, we had to run circles around the store.
Yeah.
Okay, so last thing, can you remember like one client interaction that was maybe different and memorable for you?
I would say the clients I took to Rochambeau, they were amazing. They came in one day having fun. They always did a vacation. They were from Oklahoma. They come to Texas a lot. And they were a younger couple. They owned a liquor store. They had 3 kids, but they never brought their kids. They were so fun. If you had just looked at these people, you would think because they're just they're country kind of. The boy was country boy, the girl was gorgeous girl put together, but you wouldn't assume that they would just be the people who would just go and spend it up at Louis Vuitton. But let me tell you, you should never judge anybody. They were some of my top clients, spent a good amount of money. Even if they didn't, they were so much fun. I loved them and I
Mhm.
still love them. Like they were a good time, fun, young, good people. And like anytime they came, I was opening up a bottle of champagne for them and we were just having fun. Like it was like shopping with my friends. And like it was people like that that did make me miss some things about Lily. But like I did have some really great client interactions.
Yeah, and I did too. I think too many to mention, but there were some clients who we got to know more like on a personal level. And these were clients who are quote unquote regulars. But what I appreciated is that if somebody came for me and didn't have an appointment, oh, okay, we'll just wait, which was like, thank you so much. It's um because the idea there is like, oh, we don't want you to rush with me, so don't rush with them. So we know it's busy. It's okay. We'll just wait. Which was, trust me, even a minute, it means everything in the world because we're like we don't even have time to go to the bathroom sometimes. We don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
have time to get a sip of water. So I do remember those people who like come in, just they want to shop specifically with you because it does become this relationship of, yeah, they want to spend time with you. And for us, when we get that, like I said, even if it's a minute, it's like, oh, yay, I get to have a sip of water. But you get to like kind of relax with people that you know and you're not performing because most of the job, 99% of the job was pretty much performing. Let me tell you a story about this
Yeah.
bag. And the client wants this high level of service like all the time, even if you don't have what they want, even if it just, it's a circus. It's working at the circus.
Mhm.
But actually, two of the memorable ones that I thought were really cute. I had a girl come in for a Palm Springs mini, and that bag was not easy to get. We
Go
hardly got
it
it at
wasn't.
all.
It wasn't.
It
It
was
was
the biggest
everybody wanted
bag,
it.
actually. So she decided to customize one because that was the only way you could get one.
Oh,
And
the
she was like
LV
in
for
there
me.
counting cash.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing she was a waitress because I was like, okay, this is what we need for the deposit. And then you need this much when you come back. So she did, and she was so happy. She was like, "Can I can I give you a hug?" I didn't realize it was like
A big deal.
it's a big deal for someone like that. And I remember her even just coming in. She's like, "Oh, I was walking by. I just wanted to say hi." I'm like, "Wow, that's really sweet of you." Because nobody does that. Like, just come in to say hi. So
Right.
little things like that. Like, we've talked about this that most customers treat us like robots and not like we're real people either. So
That was true.
that
There
was
was that.
one of an example of young people. There was another boy, he was probably 14 or 15 with his friends, like two or three friends, and they were looking at the women's belts. And no one was helping them. So I came over. I'm like, okay, this is the women's belts, but let me show you the men's belts. And he picked out one. And I remember he had his debit card and he had to call his dad to like call the bank
Oh,
to
the
up the limit so he
authorized.
could buy his belt because it was like a $200 limit because he was like 14.
Wow.
I forgot. I was like, oh, do you like, are you celebrating something? Or I forgot, but somehow it got to like, oh, he has a YouTube channel and he's like, it was like a big deal because he got paid or something.
Wow.
And I was joking. I was like, "Oh, then you should, like, treat your friends too." Because I was looking at it I was like, "Oh, let me look." And it was like, I think his friends were in the video. Anyways, after all that, he goes, "Thanks for being so cool. Because like, I know we're just kids and no one wants to talk to us." I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
those are, kids that are raised right," because you don't always get that
no,
anymore in retail.
you don't. We had a
So,
bunch of kids with the fragrances who would just want samples.
yeah, spray, spray, spray. So I thought that was cute because it was like, young kids who were just like, they weren't regulars, but they were just happy to be there. Then of course I did have like my regulars that I was sad to leave. There were a couple that like maybe kept in touch with me, found them on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
Um yeah, it wasn't all bad, but yeah, 90% of the rest of the clients like were kind of just in and out, one and done.
That would be, yeah.
I know
I
that was
do have some clients who found me on Facebook and Instagram and added me when I left.
hmm
So that was it's cool.
yeah,
Or people who have like been like, I had some people text me, I heard you on YouTube the other day. I'm like, oh my goodness.
cool.
Yeah.
Good.
It's
I'm
like,
glad.
check that out.
Yeah. So we have some memorable clients. I remember the ones who would wait for me, like wait for half an hour. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, one in particular, I'm like, I knew he was going to buy two bags. Like, I think he bought a twist and a Capucines on the same day or two twists or something crazy
That's a
like
good
that.
sale.
So,
Good sale.
yeah, I think he bought a bag and then came back later and bought another one. And the operations guy was like, "Who's this?
Like,
Who is
what?
this?"
Who's this person who is spending this money? That's pretty amazing.
And these were the types that I wanted because I would get a text or phone call. Oh, it's so and so. I'm gonna come in, and they're there to spend money and
Yeah.
not waste your time. Even if it was like, let me look at this versus this. Okay, if you want to look at it, that's fine because I know who's going to buy at least one. But it, we appreciated those customers who understood the process of like, this is not. How many times did you get people saying, "I'm in a hurry"? I'm like, you don't come to this store
All
in
the
a hurry.
time.
You
Like,
can't.
you came here and parked and walked through the door to be in a
Right?
hurry. And they'd be like,
The
I want
traffic to get
I
here.
want this bag. Like, say this is a phone. I want this bag right here.
Yeah.
Do you have it? It says you have it. I don't have that much time. I'd actually have clients that would text me, can you ring this bag up, have it wrapped up, bagged up so I can just walk in and like finish paying for it or something? Like I'd suspend the transaction. So all I had to do was ding and just they'd be out the door.
Oh, for those regulars?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's, um, yeah,
But
because
yeah,
like
people were in a
you just
hurry.
can't shop there in a hurry. You've got to inspect, and then the process of actually checking out. For me, it was really slow because it was before we had X or
X
whatever the
store?
system was called.
X
It
store?
was so slow to ring out because we had to ring Bloomingdale's and Vuitton both,
We had to do that with
and
at
then
the
wrap it. Yeah. So it was like, it wasn't like, okay, you're done. It was like, you had to do this, and then this. Okay. And then take it, wrap it, make the box. We had to make the box. We had to put it in. We had to put the bow. It was like,
yeah.
none of this
It
was
has to
quick.
be. I saw a Google review not that long ago because I laughed at our Google reviews in the store. Some girl was mad that her box was, and I think she did an online pickup. Sorry, my Tucker wants to be a part of the video. Um, she did a buy online pickup in store, I think, because people don't know this. The Keep All 55s and Horizons are put in a certain box and it's not a bag and the box has the handle. The girl was like, I
Hmm.
can't believe that my keep all was put in, it wasn't even bagged up, it was just put in a box. But the box had the handle. It was that certain one, you know what I mean, that Horizons go in. And she was like, and my box
Yes.
was
The
on the
suitcase ones.
side, it was ripped. It's like, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, I hate to say it, but who cares if your box is a dent on the side? Like, what were you gonna do? Like, sleep in the box to make it a like pillows in it, turn it into a Fort
Well, it was
Knox?
funny. Maybe, some people put their boxes on display at home.
I
I
do
don't
in my
know.
closet. I'm
But you
guilty.
showed me that.
Yeah.
And you showed me that. What was funny was that she didn't say anything in the store. She waited till she got home and could write a review. And I mean, it's like some people are just waiting to be offended. Like, let me find something wrong so I can write a review.
Right.
Right. Because then I'm sure like, it would have been explained there is no bag that's the size of a luggage. It's a
Right.
box with the handles popping out. And we didn't even have those boxes. Sometimes we had to run to the other boutique in the mall to get some of those boxes
Mm.
because they weren't like just I don't think we had room for them. So
Ah.
if somebody did want a box for their Horizon, we had to go fish
Oh, wow.
go walk across the mall and ask for have the manager call their manager. Can you give her a box? Sending someone over. Just this whole process of yeah.
Wow.
Because I couldn't just walk in there like, "Hi, I'm getting a box." Okay, well, this was a very long show. If you're still here watching, thank you for listening to all that. And this is like I keep mentioning, this is conversation that like we can have now. It's kind of like therapy for us. But I mean, it's also the same conversations we would have in the back of the store if we were still working for Vuitton.
Oh, yeah.
It would probably be 10 times worse because every day it was like, you open the door to hide from the public and you're like, ah. Just,
Yeah.
it was a 3-ring circus at all times, a 5 rings, a 10-ring circus at all times. And
Right.
um, lots, a lot to handle all at once, all types of personalities, needing boxes, needing this or that. And yeah, so
But there were
there you
good
have it.
things. We told you because apparently a lot of people think that we just are here to talk about the bad. And I wouldn't say it's even the bad. It is our personal experience, and everybody has had a personal
Yeah,
experience. It's not even just bad, it is the truth
the truth.
that we are
The
bringing
truth.
to you. And some people don't like the truth, but it's not like we're not trying to sit here and say it's bad. We're just talking about, we're unveiling what really goes on behind closed doors that you guys don't know about.
Yes, because I think it's all rosy, but also, I'm really against false idolatry of people really do worship brands, celebrities, singers. It's
Hmm.
like, nope, it's just Louis Vuitton, just the store with a Louis Vuitton. There's nothing that it's not, there's no unicorn in there when you walk in. I wish there'd be a cloud and a unicorn that would float me up when I spend money there, but nope, it's just a store.
It is. And people think that when you go in, if you are whoever you are, or if you spend a certain amount of money, they demand champagne. Where's my champagne? Where's my special this? Every time I come here, this happens. Do you know who I am? I don't know who you are. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of those. "Look at my notes, I spent a lot of money here," and you look and you're like, "Okay, first of all, there's no notes, we can just see your
Yeah.
history." Yeah, so it was interesting, and for me, just because I'll just say it wasn't for me. So for me, it was actually the most stressful and not worth it job that I've had, and I've worked for many brands. So Louis Vuitton was where I felt the least appreciated. And that's, I mean, just company culture. Didn't they did not appreciate us very much. So that's a huge negative. And for me, being from the beauty industry, there was a huge disconnect of like literally if you show someone an eyebrow pencil and show them how to use it, they're so like, "Oh my God, thank you." Like, okay, now I know how to do this. I'm confident enough to do this. But handbags, just missing that completely. It was like, I saw this online, give me my bag. Okay, bye. There was
Hmm.
no connection there, which was funny because that was a huge reason my manager, like when we had talked in the interview, a reason that she thought I was a good candidate of like, oh yeah, you're up close in people's faces. So they really trust you with the personal connection.
Hmm.
And most of the clientele, I know you guys write it online. You're like, we don't want to talk to you. I want to shop online. I especially don't want to talk to you and Christy because we don't like you. Okay, that's fine. We don't have to like anyone either. But it really, I mean, just to prove there is
Hmm.
it's really lacking that personal connection, except for the clients that we had discussed that like really did want to have that relationship with us when they realize, shopping with Christy or Michelle is like, okay, it's like having coffee with a friend, so I'm gonna wait for her. But
Yeah.
that was very few. So that was,
Yeah.
personally for me, it was just lacking that, oh, okay, I'm missing that connection that I could have with clients by like doing their makeup, for example. Showing them
That
something that would make them more confident that they could, you know, go home with. So handbags just like and don't get me wrong, I like being here online saying, "Okay, I like this bag, wear it with this and with that." But that was mostly my experience in the store.
yeah, absolutely. I get it. I
Okay.
had those experiences too.
I guess we're gonna let our audience go now if you're watching
Yeah.
this point. Thank you. Thanks, Christy. I know I've kept you a while. She's got a barbecue to get to. She's gonna
Yeah.
let her dog out.
Tucker's scratching at the door. If you hear him, I'm sorry. He's like been in here for an hour and he's waiting to get to the other doggos. There he
Oh,
is.
good. There he is. All right. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.